Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Valoria goes left. Valoria flips it up and in! So Orlan Lamar, but Lamar gets the step and the finish. Hail Mary. June Manzo will fire. Oh my goodness! June Manzo all the way from Serrano, Serrano with the basket. Fuentes, no hesitation, gets it to go. No! Obisto, yeah! Jason Obisto with a putback!
We continue our coverage here at the Caloocan Sports Complex for the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Earlier, we saw the Quezon Huskers fend off the Marikina Shoe Masters. And it's time now for the second game of our Friday.
But you know, their last loss against Binyan was really a wake-up call para sa kanila. Pero asahan mo na babawi sila dito against the Pampanga squad that's also wanting to win their fourth straight game.
And both of these teams trying to make their run as we would. And we are live, of course, on our official Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. And of course, we are on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. And ngayon, tignan natin, Javi, no, ang team standings natin in the North Division. We see here both of these teams on top. Itong Pampanga Giant Lanterns, still undefeated, 3-0. Itong Pangasinan, 3-1. So they're trying to catch up. Itong Nueva Ecija up top. Pasay, we'll see later on, they're at 3-1.
Yeah, itong Pampanga, they want to win their fourth straight game to start the season. No? They come up against some strong teams so far. Itong Pangasinan naman, they want to get their fourth win here against the Giant Lanterns.
And let's see. And tingnan natin, no? Because both of these teams trying to make their playoff run here sa ating liga. And of course, pag-usapan natin itong Pangasinan Heat Waves. And this was a game that you covered, Javi, against the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys, and they were down here late in the fourth quarter, but they were able to pull through behind that game winner by Michael Mabulak.
Yeah, that's right. Down by 5 inside the final minute, 92-87, but they had a 7-0 run capped by a Bonga Lanza 3 that made it 94-92. But Josh Giab was able to score on the ensuing possession, tying the game up at 94 apiece. Kaya lang, without any timeout, Pangasinan was able to inbound it into their front court and managed to find Michael Mabulak in what was a controversial no call in that game. He scored on what could have been what was the game winner in that match, and you saw the numbers there in that game. And Pangasinan just really fought out throughout that entire game because they were actually down at the end of the first quarter and entering halftime. But the experience of these guys just really helped them claw their way back into the game and find that victory for themselves.
Pampanga, ganun din yung naging laro nila. Come from behind victory against Jensen, and it took that putback by Archie Concepcion to put them up top.
Yeah, 7 seconds to go. Archie Concepcion, who was again struggling for almost the entire game in that match, was the one that gave them the victory. They managed to survive the hot hands of Mark Cruz in that game. He had 32 points sa laro na yun, but guys like John Lloyd Clemente were also there to contribute. Pampanga once again showing their brand of basketball, dominating on the glass, 54-40. Those 16 offensive rebounds gave way to 18 second chance points. Nakita mo naman, 44 points in the paint, using once again their height advantage, staying true to their brand. Itong Pampanga Giant Lanterns, pushing the pace as well. Guys like Raymond Binuya orchestrating well para dito sa team ng defending champions. 25-9 in terms of the fast break points, and plus also 41.2% from the field. Despite Mark Cruz's hot shooting, they were able to limit Gensan as a team to just 35.5%.
Massive clash between Pangasinan and Pampanga. Let's turn you over to Miguel Pere for the starters.
This is gonna be exciting, mga kaliga, as we bring you tonight's second game here at the Caloocan Sports Complex. It's Pangasinan Heatwaves versus the Pampanga Giant Lanterns on the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starters. First, for Pangasinan Heatwaves. Starting at guard number 6, Ian Melencio. Also at guard number 33, King Gurtiza. Forward number 26, Lervin Flores. Forward number 54, Bong Galanza. And at center number 28, the Komodo Dragon, Michael Mabulak. The head coach for the Heatwaves is Gerson Cabiltes. Assistant coaches, Noy Catalan, Jun Marzan, Florian Pineda, Arya Sison, Harold Nang, Joseph Gion, Dan Xavier, and June Medina. Now, the starting five for the two-time MPBL champions and the reigning and defending champions, Pampanga Giant Lanterns, AMG3 Construction. Starting at guard number 18, Andre Armenion. Also at guard number 15, Renz Alcoriza. Coming in at center number 8, Jamo Egilos. Forward number 77, Renz Palma. And the other forward number 9, Chris Lalata. The Giant Lanterns is led by Pedic Di Matulak, coaching consultants Alan Trinidad, Mervin Mercado, and Georgie Jovicic. Assistant team managers Ronald Dulud and Raymond Guevara. Team manager and team owner is Aurelio A.G. Gonzalez.
Alright, our starting five brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Pangasinan versus Pampanga. The Heatwave start with Ian Melencio, King Gortiza, Michael Mabulak, Lervin Flores, and Bong Galanza. For Pampanga, Andre Armenion, Renz Alcoriza, Jamo Egilos, Renz Palma, and Chris Lalata. So, the big story here is Renz Alcoriza starting for Archie Concepcion. And basically, they've had the same starting lineup in their first 3 games. Concepcion was starting at that 2 spot, but this time, it's Alcoriza. So, medyo may onting panggulat dito si Coach Pedic.
Coach Pedic trying to see if Archie coming off the bench will finally end his struggles here early in this season. Concepcion hasn't really had a good shooting season so far. He's struggled to say the least. Meron siyang may tatawag mo na slump dito para sa Pampanga. But his mere presence on the floor has been already valuable para dito sa Giant Lanterns. One of the holdovers from last season's champion team.
This is a former Pampanga Giant Lantern, Lervin Flores, scoring underneath for the first basket of the ball game.
One of the many interesting storylines that we have here. Lervin Flores, a former Pampanga Giant Lantern MPBL champion, playing against his former teammates. But also, Renz Palma playing against his former teammates and his former coach in Coach Gerson Cabiltes.
Of course, Renz Palma played for Nueva Ecija under Coach Gerson.
Also an MPBL champion.
Yep. Alcoriza attacks after that steal. And ball will remain on the side of the Giant Lanterns.
I expect this to be a hotly contested game, Ken. These two teams will not allow their opponents to get this one easily.
Meanwhile, Jamo Egilos, having himself a breakout season so far, has scored in double figures in all of their 3 games. He's now the new starting center para dito sa Pampanga. At meron tayong maagang coaches challenge galing dito kay Coach Gerson Cabiltes. Our score is 2-all, 9 minutes and 10 seconds left. We'll pause for a break. We'll be back. successful para dito kay Coach Gerson.
He's definitely a coach that's not afraid to use his challenge early in the game. There you see Alcoriza definitely had last touch on that basketball. There was a swipe coming from, was it Melencio or Gortiza?
Melencio.
Yeah, Melencio had a swipe there, but definitely Alcoriza, before it sailed out of bounds, had his hand on the basketball.
Pangasinan careless with the basketball early. 2 turnovers leading to a basket again for Pampanga.
Parang nasayang lang yung challenge doon ni Coach Gerson. They threw the ball over right away, not even able to set up their offense in their half court. Talking about the heat waves.
Galanza for 3, short. Rebound, Jmo Egilos. Armenion, another acquisition for Pampanga. Along with Renz Palma, Chris Lalata. Armenion deep in the paint. Nilabas. Almost a steal. Armenion down on the floor. Shot clock winding down on Pampanga. Lalata, the reverse. Wow, strong move from Chris Lalata.
What a very strong combination in the front court to have Jmo Egilos and Chris Lalata. Egilos obviously not anymore the athletic center he used to be back in his younger days, but you do have a guy to pass to in Chris Lalata, who's a good finisher around the basket.
Our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. 6-2 early lead para dito sa Pampanga. We have a timeout by Pangasinan.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, para sa 100%'ong Pinas.
50 tayo! 50 si Emmy! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Welcome back to the MPBL. Last game was a character win for the Pangasinan Heatwaves according to Coach Gerson Cabiltes. He considered it a good test of who they are and what they can do. Para kay Mike Mabulak, who contributed big, most especially with that game winner, he had to watch the last few minutes of the game again dahil sabi niya, gusto kong makita kung ano yung nangyari. For him, he did his role and contributed to the plan, part of which was to improve their physicality after the Binyan showdown. As he tries to focus on what's important, Mike reminds himself, I don't think about what other people say. I did my part for the team's win. Tonight, malaki at bata ang Pampanga, aggressive sa atake, kaya para kay Mike, kailangan daw nilang trabahuhin ang kanilang one-on-one defense. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Sid, our third member of our panel. And that game was pretty much a roller coaster of sorts because itong Pangasinan Havi, they were already up by 7 and then Ilagan made a 15-0 run. They were up by 8, I think around above the 2-minute mark, and then that 7-0 run capped off nga by Michael Mabulak scoring underneath. That was an incredible game by both of these teams.
Yes, certainly a very intense matchup that they had there in their last game.
Free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
But these are the kinds of games that this Pangasinan team needs to somehow learn again how to win the hard way, because most of the teams this season especially will not hand over games to the Heatwaves on a silver platter. They may have one of the strongest rosters so far this season with the addition of Vic Manuel. Jory Napoles is there. Mike De Gregorio is also a new addition para sa kanila. But the other teams have also added vital pieces to their lineups to try and counter this strong lineup that Coach Gerson Cabiltes and the Heatwaves built.
Armenion, guarded by Fontanilla. Having trouble with their leather. 3 seconds remaining. Traveling will be whistled against Renz Palma.
Isa yan sa mga tendencies ni Renz Palma. When he gets into a tight situation, he tends to go out of it with a hop. But because it's so tight, talagang natatawagan siya madalas niya ng traveling.
It's Gerson Cabiltes going to his bench early and paying dividends there. Jory Napoles with a big 3.
Definitely a big addition to this Heatwaves roster. Jory Napoles brings a lot of versatility to this Pangasinan team. He can hit from the outside, just as you saw. He can put the ball on the floor. He can guard multiple positions defensively.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Last year played for Manila. That was a strong roster they had, but just simply could not make it work as one unit.
That came in late in the season for Manila, but unfortunately lost to Caloocan in the first round. Fontanilla. Again, Napoles, same spot. Left it short though. Fontanilla, oh what a pass! But Gregorio was mothered there by Renz Palma. Palma in transition.
That's a push.
Foul called against Pangasinan.
Hindi mo pa rin talaga mapagkakaila yung competitiveness ni Renz Palma, especially on defense. He was already beat badly there by Mike De Gregorio, cutting. Nagoyo niya si Renz Palma with that fake, going up and then really going down. But Palma still quick enough to try and catch up, making that athletic play defensively.
Were these guys former teammates? As we saw here, Andre Arbeñon.
In the PBA, yes.
Di ba?
Sa Blackwater.
Yes. Mike De Gregorio and Renz Palma. 9-5. Pampanga with a 4-point lead. Vic Manuel backing down Jamo Egilos. Hook shot is good.
Maybe already the best post threat that we have in the MPBL, arguably. Ito si Vic Manuel. Just so good. He takes his time. He knows what he's gonna do with whatever the defense gives him. And he's not gonna rush things. Ito si Vic Manuel with the years of experience that he's already had under his belt. Look at that. Going up against a taller Jamo Egilos here. But just turns around. Hook shot. Medyo napitawan pa nga niya yan on the way up.
Same shot on the other side, but different result. Pampanga with a 2-point lead. Armeñon, entry pass to Jamo Egilos. Face-up jumper, no good. Armeñon snares the rebound, giving them another possession. Renz Palma. Lalata, mid-range jumper. Off the heel, rebound De Gregorio. Mike De Gregorio has yet to make a free this season. Manuel. That shot will not count. There's a foul away from the basketball. Andre Armeñon called for that foul. So balasan ng tao dito si Coach Pedic. Just past the halfway point of the opening quarter. Yes, it po. Mike De Gregorio on the left side. The switch by Lalata on him. Napoles trying to post up Renz Palma. 4 on their shot clock. Pull-up jumper by Jory Napoles. No good. The drive inside. Kick out Renz Palma. Strolling down the lane but can't convert.
CJ Delfino there really tried to push the pace. Quite reckless attack, actually, if you ask me. Pushing that basketball. Good thing Renz Palma was there for the emergency pass, but even he could not get a good look at the basket. And on the ensuing possession, ito Pangasinan taking advantage of Pampanga not setting up their defense. And they're going to try their best to keep up on foot with these younger Giant Lanterns. But when they have the opportunity to run, especially kung ito ang unit nila sa sahig, when you have a guy like Jory Napoles running up and down, they're gonna try and hit their big man in transition.
Mintis yung dalawang free throw ni Jory Napoles. 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Lalata sends it to Renz Palma. Catch and shoot. No good. Rebound, Vic Manuel.
You can tell that De Gregorio and Renz Palma are really going at it.
Cabo tries to turn the corner. Napoles hands it off to Ralph Robin. Jory off the bounce, gets the foul against Pampanga. That's on Chris Lalata.
Unnecessary foul there coming from Chris Lalata, if you ask me. And they already had the Napoles well covered there. There was two guys willing to help out on that defensive play.
Jory Napoles, sensational debut against Bataan. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. But man, first 3 free throws, lahat mintes.
And he's gonna have to improve that if Pangasinan will get even more significant contributions galing sa kanya. Because Napoles, because of his aggressive style of play and athletic ability, is really gonna get fouled a lot.
The Albay native won a bronze medal for the Philippines back in 2022 in the 3x3 circuit. Oh, Larry Muyang getting his first appearance para dito sa Pampanga. His first game this season. You know, a lot of players lost, obviously. Balti Baltasar, Encho Serrano, MJ Garcia, not with them. But this remains a solid unit for Pampanga. Meanwhile, Pangasinan counters. Mike De Gregorio scores in transition.
Certainly, as we've already mentioned a lot during the course of this season, not anymore the team that a lot of the squads in the MPBL feared from last year because simply of the presence of Balti Baltazar, but still definitely a team that you are gonna be very wary of.
Tres galing kay Muyang, wala. Tatakbo dito ang Pangasinan. Vic Gregorio, quick pass, Vic Manuel. The three-pointer is good.
In this stage of career, Vic Manuel is definitely a much improved three-point shooter because he's trying to save up on his energy by not anymore banging back bodies a lot inside. He's really worked on that outside shot.
8-0 run for the Heat Waves after being down by 4. They're now up by 4, 13-9. As Alcoriza gets fouled while taking that free. And our play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Great unselfish play right there. That's exactly how you run a fast break. When you're on the advantage, you bait that single defender into going for the shot and then drop it off at the very last minute. Ralph Robin making it happen for Mike De Gregorio.
Much like Mike De Gregorio, ito si Renz Alcoriza has not made a free this season. 0 out of 7. That's gonna be huge actually for both of these teams, Javi. Both of these teams are in the bottom 5 in terms of three-point shooting.
And that is exactly where I think mahihirapan sila when they go up against teams like Rizal and Quezon, because these teams obviously are very good three-point shooting teams. So for Pangasinan to try and keep in step with the teams on top of the team standings, lalong-lalo na sa norte kung saan talagang maraming malalakas, they have to be able to sharpen their outside shooting.
Pangasinan number 25 at 21.7%. Samantala Pampanga dead last at 15.6%. Delfino guarded by Hesed Gabo. Muyang back to CJ. 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. John Lloyd Clemente is in for Pampanga. What a pass! Setting up Larry Muyang underneath.
Welcome back to the MPBL, Mr. Muyang. I'm sure Pampanga is very happy to have you back.
Former Letran Knight and De La Salle Green Archer, Larry Muyang. De Gregorio putting the moves on, gets the basket.
You know, Mike DG has always been a remarkable breakdown guy when he goes and tries to go one-on-one against his defender. He's so good off the bounce.
Matt De Leon and Archie Concepcion now in for Pampanga. Delfino, quick free, off the heel, battle for the rebound. Matt De Leon comes up with it. Concepcion has struggled from the outside. Much needed free from Archie.
Concepcion has managed to get into double figures in each of their 3 games, but he has only averaged 28.9% from the field overall in a very lowly percentage from the outside galing dito kay Archie Concepcion. Just 13.8% from beyond the arc this season. In that last game against Gensan, 8.3%.
The assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. And particularly in that game against Gensan, 1 out of 12 shooting from 3. Esid Cabo, equally impressive setup job. Papunta kay Jory Napoles for a 6-point.
And I think Hesed Gabo in this season has a chip on his shoulder. He has something to prove that he is still going to be one of the best point guards here in the league. Once heralded as the best point guard here in the MPBL, but he's gone through a slump ever since he came back from the PBA.
Clemente, no good. Rebound. Vic Manuel, natapikan ni Delfino, asking for a foul. Di Gregorio goes right at Archie Concepcion and will head to the line for 2 shots.
I think De Gregorio right now, you can see him, he's more comfortable playing under Coach Gerson compared to the past few games where he was really trying to feel out the system, trying to fit in. Pero ngayon, mas pinapakawalan na siya ni Coach Gerson, and you could see him now looking for his shots more often.
Mga first 3 games kasi he was really picking his spots. Shooting well actually, 46%. Close to 10 points per contest. Right now has 5 points, 2 rebounds. Perfect from the line until that miss.
That's because that's how good he is. No, even if he was just feeling himself out and just trying to fit into the system, nakakontribute pa rin siya.
And that's gonna do it for the first quarter. Back and forth we went. Pampanga through the early punch, but Pangasinan staying with it blow by blow with the defending champions. See here Jamo Egilos and Cristalata getting things going early para dito sa Pampanga.
Yeah, no team leading by more than 5 points in this game. Jory Napoles came in and made an instant impact with that 3-point shot, but he's got to work on his free throws. Larry Muyang back here in the MPBL with Pampanga, scoring on his first basket right away. Both teams really looking to push the pace here, Ken, in the early goings of this game.
Mike De Gregorio and the rest of the Pangasinan Heatwaves on top by 2 at the end of quarter number 1, 18-16.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas,
50 tayo, 50 si ME. Hati mo, si Manny.
Larry Muyang back in 2020 averaged 7.6 points and 7.3 rebounds. And he was a champion back with San Juan back in 2019. And Larry Muyang certainly a welcome addition once more para dito sa Pampanga as they try to defend their championship here.
Yeah, definitely because of the loss of a lot of their key guys. May isa pa silang big man that just signed with Converge. I think it was Ronan Santos.
Yep.
So that's one guy, one big man less para dito sa stable ng Pampanga. Larry Muyang coming in will definitely be a good sign for the Giant Lanterns.
Napoles, so good. Rebound by Matt De Leon. He's joined by Raymond Binuya, John Lloyd Clemente, Larry Muyang, and Archie Concepcion. Archie, one-hander, good.
Concepcion, I believe, he's gone through his past 3 games and he's tried to assess himself kung saan ba talaga siya kailangan mag-improve, which spots he has to go to. And I think right now, early in this game, he has a good idea of where to shoot that basketball.
Vic Manuel misses, but the cleanup job by Jory Napoles, who now has 8 points.
this Pangasinan 5 on the floor may not have the heft to try and compete with Pampanga, but they certainly have the length.
Archie on the right side. Ball tap away. It will stay with the Giant Lanterns. Early timeout requested here by Coach Pedic Di Matulak. And Pampanga playing catch-up after Pangasinan took over midway in the first quarter. They trail by 2, 20-18.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, para sa 100%'ong Pinas.
50 tayo, 50 si MD. Hati mo, si Manny.
We're still watching the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. John Lloyd Clemente back with Pampanga after suiting up for Abra last season. 14 points, 8 in the fourth quarter in that comeback victory against Gensan.
He was really the guy that they turned to. Actually, for this season, he really is one of the go-to guys para sa Pampanga. You know, of course, aside from Archie Concepcion, we know how deadly a shooter ito si John Lloyd Clemente is.
Archie, no good. Rebound, Vic Manuel. Pangasinan protecting a 2-point lead. Vic Manuel sa bandang kanan. Napoles. Binabantayan ni Larry Muyang. Oh, great cut by Mike De Gregorio. Mike De Gregorio. Blistering start for the Heat Waves. Oh, that's a backward violation. Binuya not yet established.
A beautiful read by Mike De Gregorio on that last play. They set up an elevator for him on the side and he broke away from his defender right away. You see here, naiwan niya agad. Ito si John Lloyd Clemente. Made himself wide open just below the elbow for that jumper inside.
7 points for MDG. Jay Collado, bagong pasok. And immediately drills in a three-pointer.
He is in excellent shape this season. Talking about Jay Collado, look how many pounds he lost. But oh, see, you can't leave John Lloyd Clemente with an open space like that.
And that snaps that run by the Heat Waves. Lead back down to 4, 25-21. Ganda naman ng dukot doon ni Vic Manuel.
Nag-abot pa ba sila sa Phoenix?
Si Vic at si Larry ba?
Oo.
I'm not sure. We'll have to check
I'll
that.
check that. But two former Phoenix Fuel Masters magkabantayan. Ito si Vic Manuel at si Larry Muyang.
GP Paundo, his first appearance here for Pampanga. He gets fouled by Jay Collado. Jay Collado certainly rejuvenated, rejoining Coach Gerson Cabiltes. This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Late to get back down on defense was Mike De Gregorio there. And nobody challenging that shot of JLC.
GP Paundo is actually from Pangasinan. Miss on the second free throw. 27-22, approaching the 7-minute mark of the second period. Mike De Gregorio. Vic Manuel sa taas. Takes that free and makes it. Wow, Vic Manuel with 10 points.
You could see the confidence really in the way that he moves on the floor. Vic Manuel, still a very deadly offensive threat late into his career. Doesn't seem like he's going to slow down anytime soon, Ken. The muscle man drilling another three-point shot. Here you see De Gregorio in an action with Vic Manuel on top. Manuel faking the handoff, and despite the hand in his face, he had GP Paundo on him, who's longer and taller, but unfazed by the defense of the younger big man. Ito si Vic Manuel.
Larry Muyang at the line. Missing on the first free throw. Pampanga down by 8.
And one of the reasons also, Ken, why Jensen was able to keep it close in their last game against Pampanga was because the Giant Lanterns only shot 17 out of 23 from the charity stripe. So that's maybe one part of their game that they also want to address moving forward.
30-23. Abante ng 7 ang Pangasinan. Nakaagaw dito ang Pampanga. Binuya. Bounce pass. GP Paundo. Straight line to the basket. Draws another foul.
That's a good foul para sa akin. He forced Paundo to take 2 free throws. Somewhere where he's not really very good at.
Yep, 1 out of 2 on the last trip. Former UST Growling Tiger, GP Paundo. Also suited up for Abra last season.
Yes. Sabay sila doon ni JLC.
Also represented the Philippines back in 2018 in the FIBA 3x3. Free thrower violation, airballing the second free throw.
Pag tumama naman sa ring, I think tumawid lang kasi siya agad eh.
6-point lead. Baon dito ng Pangasinan Heatwaves. 3-1 after their loss to Binyan. Bounce back against Ilagan. Battle of 2 Northern Luzon powerhouses in Pangasinan and Pampanga. Manuel, great fake. But he can't finish over the much smaller Binuya.
Excellent help sign defense by the diminutive Raymond Binuya. Ooh, si Jay Collado nagpapakilala na ulit dito kay Larry Muyang.
Si Larry parang wala lang eh, pinagpaglang.
He lives for this kinds of stuff. Si Larry sanay na sanay yan sa ganitong klaseng partagulan na basketball eh.
Let's see here. They're jockeying for position here.
Just a simple quote-unquote takedown by Jay Collado. Not really much harm done.
Mike Pabulak is back in. Shaq Taganas. Nasa loob na rin para dito sa Heatwaves. Archie creating space. Pinagpaglang yung depensa ni Mike Di Gregorio.
It's better that he goes for shots like that rather than really forcing the issue on a lot of three-point shots. He's such a talented finisher around the basket, and he still has that ability to finish over a lot of the guards here in the league because he's tall for his position, and also he's a good ball handler for a 2-guard. Arch Concepcion now realizing that here in this game, and he's been able to contribute 7 points so far, Ken.
Parang nag-revert si Archie dun sa role niya, Javi, back in Season 4.
Yes.
Nung wala pa sila Balti, sila Encho, as being probably the go-to guy right now para dito sa Pampanga. As we see Raymond Binuya with a one-hander.
Masyado kasi siya nasanay na lagi siyang catch and shoot, nag-aantay lang siya sa corner or sa wing. Right now, he really has to create much more, improvise much more. Oh,
That would have been a highlight instead. Mike Mabulak luckily was there in the vicinity.
definitely still one of the best passing big men in the league, Shaq Taganas. But you see here, Binuya, binura lang dun si Josh Fontanilla. Binuya, you might underestimate him a lot. You know, you feel like he's not really a guy that can do a lot of damage. But boy, you know, this guy has really come a long way from being a third-string point guard for Pampanga to now being one of the leaders of this team.
Mike Mabulak, scintillating performance against Ilagan, 23 points, 8 rebounds, and he too is having a resurgent season para
Yes.
dito sa Pangasinan.
Very true. You know, last year he was saddled with a lot of injuries. That's why nakita mo yung galaw niya sa court, talagang medyo hirap siya eh. Gawin yung mga usually niyang mga galaw eh. But this season, you see him, the usual Michael Mabulak that we really used to know. That Michael Mabulak that was very instrumental in Nueva Ecija's championship run a few years ago where they swept the regular season, by the way. They were so dominant, and a big part of that was because of the play of Michael Mabulak.
Here he is, trying to contest that rebound. Alcoriza getting past him. Alcoriza falls down after that aggressive drive. Si Fontanilla, no, giving up a hard foul there.
Fontanilla has struggled defensively in this game. That's why Coach Gerson Cabiltes pulling King Cortiza back out onto the floor.
So Renz Alcoriza trooping back to the line. Against Jensen, had 6 points, 4 rebounds, played only 11 minutes. Had his best stint with Bulacan, where he averaged 11.3 points. As you'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Isa sa mga go-to guy in that game eh. So Coach Aisel, belated happy birthday pala.
Tama, may birthday. Si Hesed Gabo last week nag-birthday lang din, diba?
Tama.
Split at the line again for Renz Alcoriza. 32-29. Pangasinan nananatiling abante dito ng 3 puntos. Past the halfway point of the second quarter. Mabulak. Foul against Renz Palma.
Foul on number 77, Renz Palma is first.
2 former teammates.
14 to shoot.
Bongga Lanza nasa loob na rin para dito sa Heatwaves. Melencio making his move. Mabulak draws closer. One-hander. Rebound by Pangasinan.
I think that was a fourth shot coming from Mike Mabulak.
The cut again. Paundo going right at Mabulak and then at the last second dishing off to Renz Palma.
That's very frustrating if you're Coach Gerson Cabiltes. He takes a lot of pride in their defense. That time, Renz Palma was underneath. Everybody was paying attention to the basketball. Caught ball watching there was the entire Heatwaves defense that left Renz Palma wide open underneath the basket.
Our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Shaq Taganas meanwhile had to deal with Larry Muyang on the left side.
Bongga Lanza, after averaging only 1.3 points in their first 3 games, 11 points against Ilagan.
And his 3 in the last minute was really important para sa kanila. That put them ahead 94-92. That capped off that 7-0 run before Josh Giab tied it at 94 apiece. And then, of course, to end that game, Michael Mabulak with that controversial game winner.
Binuya, pumukol sa 3. Yes! Nice the ball game up at 34 apiece.
Kung ano ang naging malas ni Archie Concepcion mula sa labas this season, yan naman ang naging swerte ni Raymond Binuya. He's shooting 42.9% this season so far.
Not really strong suit. Mabulak, so good. Melencio comes up with it. Fadeaway jumper over GP Paundo. Mabulak gets fouled on his way up. And this is a pretty much competitive game from the get-go.
I mean, did you expect anything less? This is a possible playoff matchup in the north. Pangasinan and Pampanga. Two teams that possess a lot of championship pedigree. Of course, Pampanga, the defending 2-time champs. Itong Pangasinan naman, they have a lot of the former core of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, including their coaching staff led by Coach Gerson Cabiltes.
Si Shaq Taganas, muntik ng makanakaw doon, pero nahuling, nakakapit. Shaq Taganas always, he won a sportsmanship award.
Yeah, I think he's always been the winner of the sportsmanship award the past, I don't know, 3-4 years na ba?
Yeah.
They should name that award after him.
GP Paundo struggling at the line, 2 out of 5.
I mean, how could you hate the guy? He's always smiling.
Actually, kahit nagreklamo siya,
Kahit nagreklamo nakangiti siya, kahit anong gawin niya nakangiti siya, he always does it with a smile. So, we should take it from Shaq Taganas to always have a smile on your face kahit anong ginagawa mo.
Meanwhile, 13-4 run by Pampanga. After trailing by 8, they now retake the lead. Cortiza, bagsak. He traveled.
They're going down there like bowling pins. Ito si Cortiza at saka si Raymond Binuya.
This unit on the floor for Pampanga really successful so far. Palma, Binuya, Alcoriza, Paundo, and Egilos.
The reason because they're really trying to play as a team here. Di mo malaman kung saan manggagaling yung offense eh. These are all primarily role players. At that time, Renz Palma choosing to attack right away without calling any play para sa Pampanga. He saw that Pangasinan's defense wasn't really set well enough. First of all, they did not stop the basketball, which gave Renz Palma the opportunity to get into the lane right away.
Renz Palma at the line. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Renz Palma coming off that 8-point, 13 rebound, 5 assist outing against Gensan. All-around numbers. Parang siya na ngayon yung Swiss Army knife ng Pampanga this season.
Yeah, you could say that.
37-34. Melencio putting the moves on. Mapulak slides in. Yung pito medyo mahina eh. Kaya si Coach Pedic di makapaniwala eh.
Now number 21, Jimmy Ball goes first.
But the whistle wasn't really, you know, the normal sound you'd get.
Parang di siya sure dun sa tatawagan niya eh. Kahit ako, kala ko wala eh.
Instant coach's challenge.
There's some foul.
Successful challenge by Coach Pedic. Such a colorful character, no? Kasi Coach Pedic di matulak.
Of course, yes. Always one of the more animated coaches on the sideline. Coach Pedic de Matulak. There you see. Well, Paundo wasn't exactly going vertical. He did have a little contact, pero medyo more of a brush eh.
Marginal eh.
Oo.
Pero bola pa rin ng Pangasinan. Mabulak, outside shot, no. Melencio, the smallest guy on the floor, gets the rebound and the putback. Dribbling violation against Raymond Binuya. It's been a game of runs so far between these two teams.
That's right. Both teams have really poured it on in spurts sa laro na to.
Arminion back in. Binuya gets a breather. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first half. Melencio. Manuel is back in for Coach Gerson. He receives the pass up against GP Paundo. Pinilit yung tira, masyadong malakas.
I think it was a bad decision for Jory Napoles to still try and cut near Vic Manuel. He already was going one-on-one against Paundo that time. Would have been better off for Pangasinan to have Vic Manuel isolated on that short corner.
Melencio. Thinking free. Binigay muna kay Vic Manuel. Nasa poste si Jory Napoles against Renz Palma. That's a good matchup. Mabulak swoops in. And draws a foul.
Wow, what a talented front court for Pangasinan. Ken. Michael Mabulak, Vic Manuel, and Chory Napoles. That's certainly a very scary big man rotation.
Si Gong nasa bench pa. Lervin Flores also there. Jay Collado has always been reliable as they come for Coach Gerson.
One guy we haven't seen so far this season for Pangasinan has been a Kapampangan himself in Michael Vico,
Yeah.
who is nursing a knee injury.
LGRs is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
My last conversation with him was he was initially diagnosed with an ACL injury, but he's trying to get a second opinion because he feels like parang medyo hindi naman daw tama na ACL. Feeling niya hindi ganun kalala. I don't know, he knows his body best, so we wish him the best and we hope that he gets back on the court soon.
Stop and pop jumper by Palma does not work. Alcoriza, fadeaway jumper, wala pa din. Taganas clears it for Pangasinan.
Quite an ill-advised shot there coming from Renz Alcoriza. Could have reset and got into an even more organized play.
Alcoriza, straight line to the basket, but could not finish. In transition, Manuel, reverse, no good. And ball ends up with Pampanga.
Kinulang ng konting pektos lang doon si Vic Manuel.
Timeout requested here by the Giant Lanterns. And Pangasinan regaining the lead here with 51.2 seconds left, 38-37. We'll pause for a break.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, para sa 100% pagbabago, para sa 100% paglilingkod, para sa 100% Pinas.
50 tayo! 50 si ME! Hati mo, si Manny!
Vic Manuel turning out solid numbers as usual against Ilagan. 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. And today, he has led the scoring para dito sa Pangasinan as they try to beat the two-time defending champions. Already with 10 points, 5 rebounds.
Well, in that game against Ilagan, 4 out of 12 from the field. You saw it, 33.3% from the field. But from the free throw line, 5 out of 6. And dyan mo talaga maasahan si Vic Manuel. Especially in close situations, you give the ball to him. More often than not, he's gonna know what to do. Oh, coming off a timeout, that's exactly what you don't want to happen.
Dribbling violation against Larry Muyang. So actually, nag-abot sila under Coach Louie Alas, si Vic Manuel,
Okay,
sa
yeah.
si Larry Muyang.
So talagang magkakilala na pala itong dalawang player na ito.
For shout out to Benson De La Paz. Taganas gets his own miss. Reverse layup, too strong. 16 seconds left. Pampanga can hold out for the final shot here, but Palma elects to drive, lays it up and in. Strong drive to the hoop for the former UE Red Warrior.
One of the more talented finishers at the basket, Renz Palma. You see here, making that pass, Andre Armenion recognizing that he had Palma on the wing. Napoles nahuli doon sa pag-challenge.
Our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game in 1xBet. We'll pause for a break. We'll be back after this.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, para sa 100% pagbabago, para sa 100% paglilingkod, para sa 100% Pinas.
50 tayo. 50 si MB. Hati mo, si Manny.
You're watching us live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel. And every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 6 p.m. onwards, nasa Solar Sports po tayo. Heset ka po! Turns on the Jets! Gets hit on the head. Great take by Heset Gabo there. With 2.7 seconds remaining in the first half.
You need a quick basket. Of course, Coach Jerson Cabiltes will go to one of his fastest players, if not the fastest player on this Pangasinan roster. That's Heset Gabo.
Just turned 33 years old last Friday. Heset Gabo.
Wala naman sa itsura eh.
Oo.
Well, I've known Heset for years already. More than 10 years actually.
Tabla tayo, 39 all. Renz Palma could not hit that shot from beyond half court. And it's been that type of a ball game between these two fierce Northern Luzon rivals. And at the half, we are tied, 39 all. So we'll be back after this.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Para sa atlitang Pilipino.
Para sa kabataang Pilipino.
Para sa kababaihan, para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Para sa kinabukasan. At ito po ang MPBL Party List number 77 sa balota.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas,
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Kahati mo, si Manny!
We are all knotted up at 39 at the half. Pangasinan and Pampanga, as expected, into a deadlock in the first 20 minutes of game action. And this game featured 8 lead changes and 6 times we were tied. And that's how close this game has been, Javi, in the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, nakita mo naman yung mga numero from that first half. Halos magkapantay lang ang parehong teams. Both teams really playing a high-quality ball game, only shooting 39% each from the field in that first half. But I think both teams have really to work on their free throws. Pangasinan shooting only 9 out of 16, 10 out of 17 naman para sa Pampanga. That's 56 and 58% respectively. They've managed to keep their turnovers less than 10, but Pampanga has capitalized more on those errors of Pangasinan, turning those 8 turnovers into 10 turnover points. That's 2 more than the Pangasinan Heatwaves in this game.
Vic Manuel leading the pack with 10 points. Jory Napoles with 8. So the new acquisitions actually contributing, combining for 25 points. Manuel Napoles and Di Gregorio. Sa panig naman ng Pampanga, Archie Concepcion with 7. Palma with 6. Raymond Binuya with 5. Lalata with 4. And what do you think these 2 teams need to do more of if they want to pull away or get the win here in the second half?
Well, I think the team that really manages to keep their emotions in check and stay cool in this game will be the one that will have the upper hand. I think it's really more of a battle and test of composure between these 2 squads.
5 on the floor for Pampanga, CJ Delfino, Archie Concepcion, Larry Muyang, Chris Lalata, and John Lloyd Clemente. Delfino, the right side. Great drop pass, but equally great denial from Lervin Flores.
See, that's why I think these 2 teams are really equally matched on both sides of the floor. Both teams love to put a heavy premium defensively and offensively. Alam mo naman na yung sistema ng parehong koponan are really something they take a lot of pride on, especially dito kay Coach Gerson Cabiltes. Alam mo naman kung gaano kakomplikado yung sistema nitong Pangasinan Heatwaves.
Jory Napoles, Vic Manuel, Lervin Flores, Mike De Gregorio, and Eze Gabot, the 5 on the floor naman para dito sa Pangasinan. Entry pass, Napoles, trying to use his size. Lalata clears it for Pampanga. Delfino. Archie receives the pass. And before Buyang caught it, there was a foul against Pangasinan.
This is an interesting look here for Pampanga, starting with CJ Delfino at the point guard spot to begin this second half, really giving a lot of trust to this young guard. Homegrown nila to.
Yeah. JLC against Jore. That's a good matchup. Oh, gets the bounce. And JLC off the glass, giving Pampanga the lead to begin the third.
When it's a bad shot and it's JLC taking it, he can make it look like a good shot.
Flores backing down Lalata. Ganda ng depensa ni Criston. Ball ends up with Archie Concepcion. Bullet pass to JLC. Line drive does not work. And if you remember, in their meeting last season, although this time around different circumstances, tight first half and then Pampanga pulled away in the second half on their home floor in San Fernando. Foul call against Pampanga here. It's such a luxury for Coach Gerson to have Jory Napoles play that 3 spot for them.
Indeed. Because that now gives Vic Manuel and Lervin Flores the opportunity to just focus on really playing inside.
Just his sheer size and length to si Jory.
Oh, kasi you already have, if you're Pampanga, you already have Lervin and Vic to deal with on the glass. Now you have to worry about trying to box out a guy coming from the outside and Jory Napoles.
That time, good job by Larry Muyang setting up this three-point attempt by Concepcion, who continues to struggle from that distance. Oh, great bounce pass. Vic Manuel, binasic lang.
Kung ako nga tatanungin mo, parang pinahirapan niya pa yung sarili niya doon eh. Pwedeng-pwede niya na i-lay up doon sa kaliwa, kinanan niya pa.
Oh, kasi madali lang para sa kanya yan, Hubs eh. Look, Vic Manuel making it look easy.
Actually, that was a late pass coming from Jory Napoles, but you know, nevertheless, that's still 2 points that Pangasinan will take.
Meanwhile, let's check in with Sidney Crespo.
Ken Javi, both teams agree that this is a tough task ahead of them. Earlier, Coach Gerson emphasized the need for perfect defense, describing Pampanga as a team with strong wings and consistent bigs. He wanted more effort from his team to be able to contain them. Habang sa Pampanga naman, they talked about the simple things, bilisan pa yung laro, set a good screen, and try to control the paint. But ultimately, they want Pampanga to start this half with more confidence. Your thoughts, Ken Javi?
Well, you could really sense the urgency coming from both of these teams. They know that even though it's early in the season, you want to get this win against a top contender. As we see here, a foul called against Pampanga.
This is going to be a big confidence booster for either squad. Of course, para sa Pangasinan, it gets them on a winning streak after losing that game to Binyan. Para naman dito sa Pampanga, it reinforces the fact that they are still one of the strong teams here in the league, and they certainly can still battle it out with the contenders, especially in the Northern Division.
Oh, this is just too easy for Vic Manuel, this time with the left hand. Vic Manuel with 14 points.
So gusto niya sa kaliwa pag may bantay.
Nakaagaw si Hesed Gabo. Now in transition, De Gregorio lays it up and trickles in. 9 points for Mike De Gregorio.
I personally would have made a different decision on that fast break, but that was either or para kay Hesed Gabo. Chose to go to Mike De Gregorio. He knows how important it is when Mike DG has his confidence in full swing para sa Pangasinan. Set him up there on that previous play, even if he had Jory Napoles running the other side.
Our player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Archie at the line. Former Arellano University standout. Mintis yung kanyang una. Archie's Concepcion so far. Meanwhile, meron ulit balita sa atin si Sidney Crespo.
Ken Javi, in case you're thinking that you haven't seen the real Archie Concepcion after 3 wins, well, you're not entirely wrong. Nung nilapitan ko si Archie para tanungin kung may struggle ba siya in the last few games, he did not deny. He said maybe he's still adjusting to the new system. Maybe he's missing the other guys, Balti, Encho, Rayson, or maybe it's the pressure of needing to step up even more. But ultimately, Archie realized something in the fourth quarter last game. Kaya pala namin, instead of focusing on his own contribution, he looked around and realized that everybody was working hard and making sacrifices, kahit yung mga bago. Now in his head, I have the muscle memory for these kinds of things. Lalo na sa crunch time, I have to trust that. Ken Javi?
Archie Concepcion, 4th straight game in double figures with 10 points. And certainly has embraced that role para dito sa Pampanga. In traffic, Manuel, wild shot. Rebound by Larry Muyang. Under 6 minutes remaining, Concepcion attacks, puts his head down, draws a foul against MDG.
Yeah, I thought Mike DG just really tried to anticipate it too quickly there. Concepcion had good control there, did not exert too much effort for him to be called for an offensive foul. But it looks like Coach Gerson will be challenging this call.
Coach Gerson, humingi nga dito na coach's challenge or
force it for him to fall down. In fact, that could have been even a flop.
So Archie back at the line. Gets the friendly bounce on the first free throw. The MPBL Homegrown Player of the Year back in Season 4. And good numbers against Jensen despite the poor shooting. 11.6 rebounds. Lintis nga lang yung pangalawa. Tabla na naman po tayo, 45 all. Wala nang 6 minutong nalalabi dito sa ating third quarter. Gabo, mid-range, no. Napoles tracks it down for Pangasinan. Backing down JLC. Up fake. Oh, what a move. Up and under. Basket and one.
Using his experience in 3x3 basketball, one-on-one there on the low block near the baseline. You see here Napoles against JLC. One fake and then the step through, the finish. Kaya lang free throws pa rin ang naging problema dito ni Jory.
Flores called for that foul. So next foul by both teams will put the opposing player at the free throw line. Still have a lot of time here. 5 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the third. Renz Palma back in for Pampanga. Using that Lalata pick. One-hander. No. Rebound. Lervin Flores. Gabo surveying the floor. Chore. Manuel sa kaliwa. Laban kay Larry Muyang. Facing him up. Scoop shot. Ball ends up with Renz Palma.
Yeah, that was tough even for him.
Don Gumaru. The floater pops out. At bola mananatili sa banig ng Pampanga.
I'm not sure about that. I thought I saw Lalata had his hand on the basketball.
In-overturn naman ni Jojo Belnas. So bola nasa panig na ng Pangasinan. Jay Collado returns as well as Mike Mabulak. Mike De Gregorio, Hesid Gabo, and Joren Napoles remain on the floor here for Pangasinan. Gabo wiggling through traffic. Turnover. Pangasinan in transition. JLC is gone on the other end. Another deadlock, 47 all. De Gregorio turns the corner, gets no.
Yep, kita ko na extra step.
Kala ko makakalusot eh.
Could have been a nice getaway there para kay MTG. See here, Muyang picking up the steal and then JLC off to the races there.
49-47, Gumaru. Quick catch and shoot, JLC, no good. Rebound, Michael Mabulak. Melencio is in for the Heatwaves. Receives the ball back from Collado. Napoles, this time on the right side of the floor. The cut by De Gregorio. Still enough time para dito sa Pangasinan. 8 on their shot clock. Melencio, swing pass. Collado launches. Does not get it to fall. Mabulak controls it. Nilabas niya muna kay Melencio. 8 on their shot clock. Ian spins. Collado jacks up a free. Off the heel. Another rebound by Pangasinan. De Gregorio will pull it back out. Lalata switches on him. MDG. A second left. Oh, great defense by Chris Lalata, not biting on the pump fake. Forward pass. Ball intercepted by the long arms of Jory Napoles. Binigay niya muna kay Melencio. Jab step working against Gumaru. Sa poste sila pupunta. Napoles traveled.
Nauna yung pagtapak before the dribble.
Bonggalansa.
As he was spinning towards the baseline, did not put the ball down before he planted his foot.
Pahinga muna si Mike Di Gregorio. Joshua Fontanilla will also replace Jory Napoles.
Fontanilla has struggled in this game.
47 all. 10 lead changes. 9 deadlocks. Armenio nagtitimon para sa Pampanga. Alcoriza back to Andre against Ian. Paundo trying to position himself against Michael Mabulak. Backing him down. Goes up strong. Mabulak solid on defense. Montanilla. Mabulak. His turn to go right at GP Paundo. Fadeaway jumper. Doesn't get the friendly bounce. Ball ends up with Egilos. Tatakbo si Armenion. Oh, great look. Alcoriza for free. No good. Tapi ka ng bola. Mapupunta kay Collado. Tatakbo dito ang Pangasinan. Bounce pass. Mabulak. Collado gets the basket plus a foul. What a sequence.
Picture perfect fast break right there for the Pangasinan Heatwaves. What an unselfish play coming from the white shirts.
Great move of the game brought to you by Suzuki.
Mabulak already had the shot there but still saw Jay Collado who was trailing the play. He saw Collado going to work there trying to seal his defender and getting ready for that rebound. It shows to reward his fellow big man for that shot. 3-point play completed for the Heatwaves.
Could not ignite some sort of momentum para dito sa Pangasinan. Egilos at the middle. Gets tied up with Michael Mabulak.
It's Pangasinan basketball.
Intensity picking up here in the last 2 minutes of the third.
Now, this is exactly the kind of energy and spunk that we used to see in Nueva Ecija play with during their time there. Sila Coach Gerson and these core of players, Michael Mabulak, Jay Collado.
For them, this is redemption time after missing out the playoffs last year. Galanza in traffic, left it short. Collado able to carve out some space and score.
Might have gotten away with a slight push on Jamo Egilos, pero walang tinawag ang ating mga referee.
Palma, sinugod yung depensa ni Galanza. Egilos, nilabas muna. Palma gets it. Egilos, one-hander, automatic.
One of the most serviceable big men here in the league, certainly, Jamo Egilos.
4 points for the former FEU standout. Fontanilla, Collado, he's feeling it, but could not get that shot to drop. Foul against Mabulak, both teams in penalty.
Yep, that's going to be free throws.
You know, credit Pampanga, showing why they are the champs. Just sticking with it, Egilos, one of the holdovers of that championship squad last year. Paundo at the line again. Pasok yung una. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Was AG Gonzalez. He's been up this whole game. Really trying to monitor his team here.
For good reason. The ebbs and flows of this basketball game certainly lived up to the hype. 52-51. Melencio gets that shot to trickle in. About a 5-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Egilos, hand off to Armenion. Bounce pass inside, Jamo. Short. Paundo snares the rebound and goes up strong for the finish. 7 points for GP Paundo. Fontanilla traveled.
Yep, same foot. Went for the hop there as he tried to go for the pass. Konti pa lang talaga ang ginagawang tama dito, if any, para kay Josh Fontanilla sa laro na to.
Alcoriza, the heave, just past the half-court line. Third quarter comes to an end. And Pampanga and Pangasinan locked into a slugfest here. The highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
The lowest scoring quarter so far of this game. Pampanga only managing to get 14 points while itong Pangasinan getting 15. So just one up against the Giant Lantern sa laro na to. Guys going out in transition, getting turnovers, turning it into offense. That has been the trend para sa parehong koponan dito, but no team really seems to get a significant upper hand.
Pangasinan ahead by just one, 54-54 at the end of the third.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, para sa 100%'ong Pinas.
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Hati mo, si Manny!
Check out our fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. A lot of deadlocks, a lot of lead changes. Biggest lead so far was just at 8 points back in the second quarter by Pangasinan. But here to begin the fourth, 54-53. Heatwaves, isa lang ang lamang dito. Oh, Renz Palma switching hands in mid-air, giving back the lead to Pampanga.
He has made that one of his trademark shots throughout his career. Not the first time we've seen that. Galing kay Renz Palma trying to go Jordan-esque. Nice 2 points there for Pampanga.
Quarter scoring natin, ganyan po kadikit. 18-16 Pangasinan. Pampanga got back in the second quarter. We were tied at halftime. Then Pangasinan with a 15-14 edge in the third. Meanwhile, Palma with the first 4 points of the fourth para dito sa Giant Lanterns.
Renz Palma tried to start out his career with FEU when Jamo Eguilos was part of that lineup that had the likes of Rael Cervantes, Terence Romeo, R.R. Garcia, but was only relegated to Team B where he shared, I think, a year or two with Achi Inigo before Achi moved up, and that's when Renz decided to make the transfer to UE, wherein he was able to crack Team A for the Red Warriors.
Another basket by Pampanga. They lead 59-56. Backdoor cut. Melencio gets that one to trickle in.
Wala magpapahuli dito, that's for sure. Ian Melencio getting a nice feed from Jay Collado. That's one of the traits that Coach Jerson Cabiltes expects of his big men. Hindi lang pwede yung mga gwardiya niya yung marunong pumasa. Kailangan yung mga big men niya rin.
Concepcion having trouble controlling the leather. Foul called against Pangasinan.
For me, that's a bailout call. I think Archie was forcing the issue too much there.
Our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Nahuli lang ng bahagya doon si Renz Palma and trying to get in the middle of that pass to Ian Melencio.
Melencio, Collado check out. Replaced here by Jory Napoles and Vic Manuel. And they will be joined by Mike Mabulak, Bongga Lanza, and Hesed Cabo. I think someone will be warned here. Technical foul na.
For improper bench decorum, second infraction.
Second time they've been warned, so that merits a technical foul against Pampanga.
Well, kasi only two guys can be standing at any point in the game. There have been lots of times already during the course of this match na naging tatlo yung nakatayo.
Vic Manuel with 15 points. Sa panig naman ng Pampanga, they have Raymond Binuya, Archie Concepcion, Larry Muyang, Renz Palma, and Jamo Egilos. 3 galing kay Archie. That's huge para dito sa Pampanga. 14 points for Archie Concepcion.
And also, his second three-pointer of the game.
Napoles, tough shot. Natapikan on his way up. Tatakbo dito ang Pampanga. Binuya, oh what a drop. Egilos, easy pickings underneath.
And now the Giant Lanterns in the brink of a scoring run here. Pangasinan has to be wary. Slow things down here, set it up, get it into your strength. You're the taller squad here.
Napoles trying to use his size advantage over Palma. That's a foul. Catch and shoot. Archie is struggling from that distance. Only 13.8%. Napoles rather, making good on his first. (64-60). Continues his struggles from that distance. Oh, that ball swatted away by Larry Muyang.
What a defensive stop by Larry Muyang on the more athletic Jory Napoles.
Binuya doesn't get the roll. Rebound Mabulak. Pangasinan down by 4. Tusugo si Hesed Gabo. Whirling Dervish gets the basket. And he gets a bonus free throw.
That's an incredibly tough scoop with the left hand. Galing dito kay Hesed Gabo. Serving the floor here. Loses Binuya on the step there with that cross jab. Squeezes in past Renz Palma. Pulls it up just in the nick of time before he sails out of bounds.
Hesed Gabo only 3 points but does have 6 assists. Oh, he's been struggling uncharacteristically from the line. 1 out of 3.
Well, this whole Pangasinan team is struggling from the free throw line in this game. Oh, that's definitely a foul.
Flores obviously disagreeing with the call. But he lunged in.
Yes.
While challenging that shot. Archie, 3 free throws. From Mexico, Pampanga. He was also the NCAA Season 94 Most Improved Player. And that continued here in the MPBL, Archie Concepcion, each and every year. Second free throw. Wait, mukhang disconcerting ito. He's gonna get 2 more free throws.
But he certainly cannot do that.
Yung mapapakamot ka na lang, no? First free throw, you commit that kind of violation. But it happens from time to time. Pero si Archie hindi nakapag-capitalize. Then sinks in the third. So 2 out of 3 for Archie. 16 points for Concepcion. Flores out of balance. Gabo guarded by the pesky Raymond Binuya. Muyang switches on him. Manuel susugod.
Yep, he got clipped on the arm.
Foul will be called against Renz Palma.
Foul number 77, Renz Palma is scored.
Parehong ano to eh, tubong Nueva Ecija to eh, si Palma sa si Vic Manuel. Renz Palma will be replaced by John Lloyd Clemente. Vic Manuel, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Make that 17 after that made free throw. From Licab, Nueva Ecija, Vic Manuel won a gold medal back in the 2019 Southeast Asian Games, representing the Philippines. 2 for 2 at the line. Just a 2-point lead for Pampanga. Egilos, balik kay Binuya. Concepcion off the curl. Picture perfect free from Archie.
That's nice, crisp execution coming from Pampanga. Concepcion coming off the screen and knocking down the three-point shot, and now they get the steal advantage. Pampanga here. Wow, unselfish play.
Good thing, JLC cleaning up the miss. Biggest lead of Pampanga now at 7 points, 71-64.
Napanira na to dito ni Jamo Egilos. It was only Hesed Cabo in front of him. A good thing, as you mentioned, JLC right there to clean up the mess there for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Coach Gerson calls time. We'll be back after this.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, para sa 100% Pinas.
50 tayo! 50 si ME! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Archie Concepcion only 7 points in the first half, but has exploded here in the last 2 quarters. A total of 19, 12 of those coming here in the last 2 quarters.
Certainly his best game of the season so far. He's only averaging 14.3% from three-point country in 3 games so far this season. And tonight he's managed to go 3 for 6, that's 50%. In his best scoring game, 19 points para dito kay Archie Concepcion.
The Giant Lanterns have outscored Pangasinan by 8 here, and Vic Manuel gets called for an offensive foul over his former teammate in Larry Muyang. Naisan siya dun. That's coming off a timeout by Pangasinan.
And the two share a little banter right after that. Kangitian doon si Larry Muyang at si Vic Manuel. Pareho pa nga yung sapatos nila dito eh.
Oh, ano? 5.5 to go. Concepcion feeling it. Try to guess his own miss. Ball will end up with Pangasinan. Gabo on the floor. Manning point guard duties for Coach Gerson. Mabulak, free throw line jumper, short, gets his own miss. Libre si Manuel, pumukol sa 3. Masyadong malakas. Nahuling kumapit doon si Raymond Binuya. Almost at the halfway point of the 4th quarter.
Now this is something that they can take advantage of. I'm looking for Pangasinan to try and attack on this possession. Pangasinan.
Vic Manuel continues to shoot and continues to miss. Double foul against Mabulak and Egilos.
I'm sorry, I was about to say Pampanga is nearly at the limit right now. No, Pampanga is already in the limit actually. So
Yeah.
for Pangasinan, you ought to get something going inside the paint to try and get to the line. Although both teams haven't been doing well from the free throw line in this game.
Siyempre double foul. So jump ball situation, position arrow pointing to the side of Pangasinan. So baseline inbound tayo, Gabo. The next foul by the Giant Lanterns will put Pangasinan at the line. Manuel this time drives. Walang pito. Di Gregorio from mid-range. Much needed basket para dito sa Heatwaves.
Let's get team basketball for Pangasinan. Vic Manuel once again asking for a flop still from our technical committee.
71-66. Binuya takes it upon himself. Met by Jory Napoles. Tatakbo dito ang Pangasinan. De Gregorio. Gets clobbered on his way up by Archie, who could not believe the foul call.
Well, I'm surprised with the decision to give it up to Mike De Gregorio when you had Vic Manuel running on the opposite side. I thought that could have been an easy finish for the muscle man, but nonetheless, this is still a chance for Pangasinan to score. 2 free throws para kay De Gregorio.
Mike De Gregorio, 1 out of 3 from the line. It's been a huge story for Pangasinan, missing their free throws.
Yeah, that even he, who you mentioned hasn't missed before this game, the entire season.
She hasn't made a free so far.
Okay. Akala ko he hasn't missed from the free throw line.
Actually, struggling din siya sa free throw line. Only 65%. Nakaagaw na naman dito ang Pangasinan. Can they take advantage here? Mabulak. De Gregorio. Back to Mike. Shot on his way. No, Napoles.
Yep, definitely hit from behind. That's a foul on Angelos. I love how patient Jory Napoles is when he gets those offensive rebounds, when he's put in a situation near the basket at maraming mga purple shirts ang nakapaligid sa kanya. He's not afraid to use the full extent of the time that he's required to be there with multiple fakes.
Napoles closing in on a double-double. 11 points, 9 rebounds. Sorry, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Make that 13 and 9.
Could have been so much more if he was able to sink most of his free throws.
Yep, only 4 out of 9 from the free throw line. But nonetheless, they're right back in it, down by 2. 5 straight points for the Heat Waves. Under 4 minutes to go here in the fourth. Oh, that's not a good foul. Both teams over the limit.
I don't think it's a good call too.
Ben Binuya nakaisa doon. So Raymond Binuya at the line. One of the rare guys who has played for just one franchise in multiple seasons. Actually, even prior to the pandemic, naglaro na to for Pampanga.
Yes. For me, one of the great ambassadors of Kapampangan basketball,
for sure.
Raymond Binuya.
6th season with the Giant Lanterns. Ito si Raymond Binuya. And made life miserable for Orlan Wamar during that North Division Finals.
Correct.
3.5 to go here in the fourth. 73-69, Pampanga ahead. Gabo.
Oh, what a move! Oh! My goodness!
Now you see me. Now you don't hesitate, Gabo. Houdini move.
Well, he caught everybody with that hesitation and then got it to the lane. Pinoy step, side step, whatever you call it, Euro step. Still a getaway move coming from Hesed Gabo.
Have a timeout, Pampanga just ahead, 73-71.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, para sa 100% Pinas.
50 tayo! 50 si ME! Hati mo, si Manny!
Fan of the game brought to you by Suzuki. And these two juggernauts, Pampanga, Pangasinan, not giving an inch. Just 2 points separating these two teams with 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in regulation. Binuya on the floor against Hesed Gabo. Archie. Now it's Napoles trying to contain him. Clemente back to Concepcion. 9 on their shot clock. Napoles doing a good job keeping in front of him. Concepcion making his move. Binuya in trouble. A second remaining. Muyang will not get it off in time. He did not hit the rim anyway.
The mistake of Pampanga in that possession was they put the ball in the hands of Raymond Binuya at the very last moment kung saan gahol na talaga sila sa oras. And Binuya is not usually a good decision maker in those kinds of pressure-packed situations. Archie had it majority of the shot clock and put the pressure on Raymond Binuya to make a play towards the end of their 24.
Gabo, mid-range jumper! Oh my goodness! Hesed Gabo, as usual, coming in clutch. 7 points.
Yeah, that is in his blood. The clutch DNA. Ito si Hesed Gabo.
Game tied at 7-3 apiece. One and done by Pampanga. Di Gregorio laban kay Concepcion. The bounce to Vic Manuel. Backing down Larry Muyang. Up and under move. Gets the basket plus a foul.
Not even a single tinge of nervousness galing dito kay Vic Manuel. Took his time as he usually does, backing down his former Phoenix teammate Larry Muyang, getting into his sweet spot, kissing it off the glass through the contact. Vic Manuel giving the lead to Pangasinan.
Manuel completes the three-point play for his 20th point, and more importantly, getting Pangasinan back into the driver's seat as we are down to our final 2 minutes of regulation. 7-0 run for Pangasinan. Entry pass. Egilos, too strong. Another stop by the Heat Waves.
Terrible foul. Poor decision-making right there. Galing kay Raymond Binuya. And they're saying that Gabo tried to hook his arm.
Oh man, Hesed Gabo and Vic Manuel have come up big here in the fourth quarter para dito sa Pangasinan. Hesed Gabo playing with a chip on his shoulder. Gets the friendly bounce on the first.
I think this really will do wonders for his confidence. Already had a good game in that win against Ilagan. And to follow it up with this kind of performance will certainly be magnificent para kay Hesed Gabo. Pero syempre, kahit anong mangyari naman dun sa mga numero niya, ang importante sa kanya manalo sila dito. All of these go to naught if they don't get the victory here tonight.
Hesed Gabo has scored 6 of the last 9 points of Pangasinan. 5-point lead for the Heat Waves. 1 minute and 33 left. Oops. Mabulak and Armenion getting entangled. Penalty na rin ang Pangasinan dito, so 2 free throws will be given to Andre. Third foul against Mike Mabulak. I think they will review this one. Pero okay na, no? Just a regular foul against Mabulak. Armenion will get tested here at the line. Both of these teams struggling from that area in this ball game. Oh man, that was a terrible miss from Andre.
He's usually a decent free throw shooter.
He's trying to shake off the cobwebs, Andre Armenion. So gutsy choice by Coach Pedic to let him be on the floor. Armenion gets enough arc on that second one.
Well, Armenion was one of the top point guards here in the league in previous seasons, especially during his time with Valenzuela.
Still a 2-possession ball game, 78-74. This is a tall lineup for Pampanga. Concepcion trying to keep in step with Gabo. Hesid. Nilabas muna but only 7 on their shot clock. Bounce pass, Vic Manuel laban kay Larry Muyang. The spin up and under. Pampanga comes up with it. The drive inside.
That's excellent challenge.
No foul call. Concepcion catch and shoot free. Missing everything on that shot.
I think that was rush. Coach Pedic is pointing to the clock on top. There was still so much time remaining. Could have set up for an even better look. Archie, I think he's really falling in love with that three-point shot too much.
No need to foul if you're Pampanga. 45 seconds remaining. Gabo against Renz Palma. The switch by Egilos. 6 on their shot clock. Manuel, the flyby, draws closer. Draws a foul against Renz Palma.
They already knew they were in big danger the moment Larry Muyang bit on that fake by Vic Manuel. Ilang beses na siya nadadali nun sa laro na yun. And that puts Renz Palma over the 5-foul limit. He's out of this game for good.
Finishing with 10 points, 2 rebounds and 5 assists. Binuya back on the floor para dito sa Pampanga.
At the moment Muyang bit on the fake, that forced the shuffle defensively. So they had to scramble. Renz Palma was the one who switched on to him. And Manuel, he always knows what to do on those kinds of mismatches. Take him to the post, use his advantage, use his experience. And right now, giving Pangasinan an even bigger lead.
6-point lead. Perfect from the line. Vic Manuel with 22 points. 29.6 seconds left. We have a timeout from Pampanga. We'll pause for a break. We'll be back after this.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong Pinas, 50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Still here at the Caloocan Sports Complex, Commissioner Kenneth Torrendes, Head of Security Rudy Distrito, enjoying the games as usual. And another close one at that between Pangasinan and Pampanga. Vic Manuel and Hesid Gabo have come up big here in the fourth. Pampanga down by 6. Each team has 1 timeout left. Both teams over the limit. Binuya. Great look from Concepcion. Left it short. They get the ball back. Binuya hesitates, takes it, and makes it.
Wow, that's a gutsy shot coming from a player you don't really expect to take the big ones here at this moment. But Raymond Binuya, he's proved in this season that he could be a deadly outside shooter.
10 points for the San Fernando Pampanga native Raymond Binuya, making this a 1-possession ball game, but ball on the side of Pangasinan. Now let's listen in to Coach Gerson.
Sorry. You're down.
All right, let's see where Pangasinan will inbound the ball. Will it be on the backcourt? I think they will do inbound it in the backcourt. So no more shot clock here. Now if you're Pampanga, you don't need to foul early. So Coach Gerson puts 2 point guards, actually 3 guards on the floor. Gregorio, Gabo, and Melencio. Oh, Binuya falls down. Offensive foul against Hesid Gabo.
I'm not too sure about that. But credit to Raymond Benuya. He used Gabo's momentum against him there. But I don't think there should have been a foul there. I think they both fell on each other. Pareho sila pabagsak eh. Tingnan mo dito.
Gabo obviously trying to...
See, Benuya was trying to hold him down, and when Benuya was going down, he brought Gabo down with him.
This is a huge call. Let's see.
Offensive foul on number 7, Hesed Gabo is third.
Call stands. Offensive foul against Hesed Gabo.
I totally disagree with that. If anything, I think that should have been a double foul.
And in essence, nabigyan ng free timeout din ang Pampanga, but they will burn their final timeout here. So both teams, no more timeouts. Pampanga trying to map out a play here with 23 seconds remaining.
Binuya, Jemo, Larry Muya, Archie, here. Look, you are going around. This is around. You are going down, and it's the same moment. You are going from here. That means triple screen. You are out to make auto screen. No one cannot take him. If he take him, it's a pick and roll. Set the screen. Clemente, go here and take a shot for the 3 points. Okay? You are alone.
What do you make of that timeout, Javi?
To my understanding, they're giving someone a triple screen. I think it's JLC.
So Binuya will inbound it at the baseline. 14 on their shot clock. Release pass Egilos. JLC for free. Short. Collado clears it and gets fouled with 17.1 seconds remaining. Not sure about that one. There was a lot of time left still.
Yeah, I think that was a quick trigger. Galing kay John Lloyd Clemente. I thought that there was still an opportunity for them to set up maybe a two-man game. That was the instruction coming from the coaching staff. If they break down on the play, they go to a two-man game, I think on the right side. Kung tama yung pagkakaintindi ko, they still had so much time on the clock.
Collado. Free throw. Bintes yung una.
No, he needs just one.
To make this a two-possession ball game. But still a lot of time left even if he makes this free throw. 8 points, 4 rebounds for Jay Collado. Oh, and he commits a free throw violation.
There is still a chance here para sa Pampanga. The door is still ajar.
And we've mentioned both of these teams not shooting well from beyond the arc this season. But Pampanga, 6 out of 26, 23%. They might need a free here. Binuya against Gabo. Rejecting the ball screen. Archie for free. No good. Foul against
I think
Chris
it's gonna
Lalata.
go Chris Lalata, yes. And Gabo here, I think he's cramping up.
Actually, a good look for Archie here. Yeah. Late close out by Gabo.
And there you see Mike De Gregorio just out-jumping everyone, beating them to the ball in the air. And that's why he was bumped on the way down.
Barely makes it. Mike De Gregorio finally pushing the lead up to 4. No more timeouts for Pampanga. Second one does not work. Pampanga has to go to the length of the floor here. Binuya, step back. Archie. And that's gonna do it. A war of attrition between two Northern Luzon powerhouses. But in the end, The Pangasinan Heat Waves come out on top here over the two-time defending champions, Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
One of the more classic games that we've had this season. Certainly a great showdown between these two contenders.
Our best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet.
I don't think it was a difficult choice to award Vic Manuel our player of the game, because he was really excellent from start to finish. Esid Gabo was very clutch in the fourth quarter, but Vic Manuel, he was there all throughout para sa Pangasinan Heat Waves, contributing on both ends of the floor and really making sure that they had their heads above water the entire match.
Pangasinan dealing Pampanga their first loss of the season. They win this one 81-77. Pangasinan moves up to 4-1. Pampanga will drop down to 3-1. Meanwhile, let's go to Sydney Crespo.
Kasama ko nga si Vic Manuel para sa ating best player of the game. Vic, congratulations. Another hard-earned win para sa Pangasinan. Last game, dinescribe ni Coach Gerson yon as a character win. Ngayong gabi, ano naman ang pinatunayan nyo?
Yun lang, sinunod na namin yung game plan ni Coach. Especially, tinrabaho namin yung depensa. Nakaka-stop kami. Sa offense, wala kami naging problema. So, yun lang, yung turnover lang. Masyadong naparami yung turnover.
Vic, sabi nga ng panel natin no, na napaka-effortless mo, parang walang kaba, very composed. Anong masasabi mo na finally nakaharap mo na ang defending champions?
Siyempre, pinagandaan ko rin sila eh. Yun, kahapon, actually hindi ako nakapractice, talaga nag-rest lang ako. Siyempre, dito na ako tumanda sa basketball. So, ready lang ako every game. So,
Ngayon naman, Vic, pwede ka nang bumati at magpasalamat.
Ayun, ang dami nito. Ayun, batiin ko na si Gob Monmon Guico and DAR Secretary Conrad Estrella and Congressman Eskimo Estrella of Abono Party List and Mayor Cesar Gambao, kay Boss Robert Kai ng Boracay de la Ia, kay Mayor Art Celeste of Comolaya, Mayor Liam Cesar of Municipality of Rosales, Pangasinan, Kong Art Celeste and Boss FJ Dalim. Batiin ko rin yung family ko, yung wife ko, yung mga baby ko. Laging nakasuporta sa akin. Saka yung mga players ko sa BMBC, yan. Tuloy nyo lang yung hard work para may marating tayo sa paglalaro nyo. Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much and congratulations once again, Vic Manuel, our best player of the game, brought to us by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Sydney. Certainly a pure hooper. Ito si Vic Manuel. Up next, Caloocan Batang Kangkalud try to defend their home court. For the second time around, they will square off against the 3NY Pasay Voyagers. And that does it for Pampanga versus Pangasinan. Keep it here on the Marlica Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.